Welcome to the Stop Over Drinking and Start Living podcast, where high-achieving, goal-oriented rebel women come to learn how to live a vibrant and fulfilling life without requiring alcohol to get through it. No labels, no judgments, no saying you'll never drink again. Just real proven methods to help you stop rebelling against yourself with alcohol so you can drink less and do more. I'm your host, Angela Mascenik. Let's dig in. Welcome to episode 229. What isn't working for you? Welcome back to the podcast. I'm so excited to be here today. I just got back from my retreat in Ireland, and it was absolutely magical and amazing. And if you've been around here for a while, you know that I love nature and magic, hence the necklace that I always wear, magic. And rainbows and all of that. And I was just like imagining as I was getting ready to go that I was going to be transported into a magical land where all the things magical would happen. And they did. It was really beautiful. I love going on trips and just not planning any of it, hence the retreat, and just showing up. I've been on many retreats with my coach, Susan, and I just know that she takes ultimate care of you. And so I never even worry about like what the agenda is or what the food is going to be like or anything. And she knows me very well. So she also knows like what I need, like making sure that we have access to coffee at 5 o'clock in the morning and all of that fun stuff. So it was a delightful experience, and lots of Irish culture was brought in. We stayed at a beautiful manor house in Killarney, and Susan just does such a great job of planning and bringing the culture into you. I did falconry, which was so cool. We did all the things. I saw Irish step dancing, harps playing, Irish storytellers. We did tours around this whole sort of south west region of Ireland. I saw the Cliffs of Moher, the Ring of Kerry, just so much. I ate so much Irish soda bread, also known as brown bread with Irish butter. OMG. That bread is something. We had a private chef who cooked our meals for us. It was just, everything was just very, very well done. And the Irish people are amazing. And I will definitely go back. It was beautiful and easy to navigate too as a traveler. So anyway, that's what was happening for me in the last week. I came back this weekend for Memorial Day and reintegrated with the family and am looking forward to the summertime. Summertime is here. We are in summer. And I'm so excited for what's coming in my business. This Thursday, actually, as you're listening to this new podcast, I am launching or reopening enrollment for the Alive AF monthly coaching membership, where you can come in and make a goal and start chipping away at how much you're drinking and reducing how much you're drinking, making small doable goals, getting excellent coaching from me and Coach Steph inside the program, and the workshops that are coming in the program are going to be amazing too. This month in particular is about self-sabotage. And so many of us are in this cycle, especially if you're new to wanting to work on your goal around alcohol. We get excited about doing it. We, might listen to the podcast, join the programs and stuff, and then we start to self-sabotage. And we know what we're supposed to do, but we're not doing it. And that's even more frustrating than just straight up over drinking, right? It's like we want to fix it. We're aware of our shit. We know what we need to do, and we're not doing it. And that is self-sabotage. So I can't wait for the workshop this month inside the Alive AF coaching program. Among many other things, in July, we're doing a Dry July challenge, which is not required, but it's a good way to get support, daily support with me and Coach Steph around taking a 30-day break. And then the Alive AF subscription box, that box that's going to be shipping out on June 16th is going to be so fun. It's summer themed. We've got more drink options in there this time, a new book, a new journal, And some other fun surprises that you might find if you follow me on the social medias at Coach with Angela Mascenik on Instagram and Facebook. But I've loaded it up. It's even better than the first one. So if you haven't gotten your box yet, make sure that you go to the link and get a box. You can actually sign up to get the next one shipped out now. They ship out June 16th, and there's only a few. So we have everybody that signed up, the first round. Everybody who's continuing on with their quarterly membership is getting a box. And I only ordered like 20 or 30 more boxes for new people to have. So if that's something that you're interested in, you haven't gotten yet, this summertime box, it's the Drink Less Summer More box, and it's delightful, and it will help you feel inspired this summer as you're poolside, beachside, having your cold drinks in your cars. It's going to be really fun, so don't miss out on that. All right, those are the updates from me. This week, I want to talk about what isn't working for you. So I love going on retreats because, it just gets you out of your regular everyday, and your brain thinks about things differently when you're not inundated with your regular everyday life and everything that's required of you. And sometimes when you do that for yourself and you take yourself on a retreat or remove yourself from your regular environment, you can see things in a different perspective. And, coaching and the coaching questions that you get when you're in a coaching container can really help you see things much more clearly. And so during our retreat in Ireland, the question was, one of many questions. The question was, what has Ireland shown you that isn't working for you now? And immediately, things came to my mind. And usually when we're asked some of those questions, it's like, right? We know what's not working for us in our lives, right? I'm sure me asking you this question, like, what's not working for you right now? You could probably come up with a list of 5, immediately. But I really want you to think about this and ask yourself, and just get quiet for a second. What isn't working for you right now? And just see what comes up. So if you're listening to this podcast, it could be your relationship with alcohol. It might be your relationship with food. It could be a relationship with another human that you're in. It could be your job. It could be your domestic sort of responsibilities that you do around the house. It could be, all the extra care that's involved with caring for in-laws or aging in-laws. What isn't working for you right now? And we all know what the answers to this stuff is, right? We just choose to ignore it most of the time. Or we continue to bitch about it and complain about it and not do anything about it. I just want you to know that you can always make changes. There's always options to make things better for yourself. If you don't believe that, then that's where the bigger problems are, right? There's always a way to do things differently. So I want you to ask yourself, what isn't working for me right now? Make a list, all right? And then really think about what on this list, say there's 5 things, what on this list is the most annoying? The one thing that really, if you could remove that from the list, would make your life significantly better. Or would take a lot of pressure off of you, okay? So just give yourself a moment to do that. You might want to pause the podcast, get out your notebook and pen and do that. But what's the number one thing in that top 5 list that isn't working for you? And these are things that we do on a regular basis, right? So your relationship with alcohol might be that number one thing. And so if it is, I'll just focus on that for this podcast's sake, since that's what we talk about the most here. But if you know that your relationship with alcohol isn't working, right? Let's just shine some light on that. Let's be brave and look at it, okay? We can't fix anything and make changes unless we really see it for what it is, right? I tell people that you get to have the relationship with alcohol that you want to have, and I really believe in that. However, that does take some times for you to be honest with yourself, right? So if you've been trying to cut back and planning your drinks, and you're not doing the work that, I talk about: planning your drinks, not making, same day decisions around alcohol, not using alcohol as an emotional crutch. If you've been trying to do that and it's not working, right? Maybe the other option is for you to take a break, right? So this is how we want to evaluate some of this stuff. Like, what's not working? Okay, so planning my drinks isn't working. Okay. Making a plan and not sticking to it. Okay, so like, if you're making a plan and you're not sticking to your plan, what about that isn't working for you? Are you not working through the urges? Are you not being conscious? Are you saying fuck it all the time? Like, what specifically isn't working for you in that way? And if you have been making plans and sticking to it, most of the time, and there's still some areas where, you're not sticking to your plan, that's okay. But look at how much time and effort it takes for you to manage all of that. Okay? Like, you're holding on, if you feel like you're holding on to your relationship with alcohol and you really want to keep alcohol in your life, but it's still causing problems for you, if you still don't like where it is, it might be a time for you to acknowledge that it's just not working for you right now. It doesn't have to be a permanent thing. It doesn't have to be like, I'm going to quit drinking forever. I think it's just an acknowledgement of, this isn't working for me. Alcohol is not good for me. Think about when you drink alcohol, even if you are able to stick to your planned amount, what does it do to your mind? Does it make you amplify drama in your mind? Does it make you overthink things? Does it make you feel bad about yourself the next day? Really get clear on maybe how it's not working for you. Okay? And then once we kind of get clear on that, if it's alcohol, right, then we can decide what we do next. Right? So the next part of this, after you find out what's not working for you, very specifically, what do you want to do about it? Or what are you willing to do about it? You don't have to do anything. You can just be in the acknowledgement of like, this isn't working for me and I'm not ready to make a decision on it yet. But I would want you to stay in the consciousness of that and remind yourself, like, this isn't working for me. The more you say that to yourself, over time, you'll get sick of it, right? And then you'll be ready to do something about it. But you just may not be ready to make a decision on that right now, and that's okay. Okay, you don't need to force yourself to do anything, right? But if you are ready and you have been working with it, right? Like, what does that look like if it's not working for you right now? Specifically, what if it's making drink plans and not following them? What about that isn't working, and are you willing to do something about it? And what would that be? And just get quiet for a moment and notice what comes up. What would it be what would it be that I could do towards the thing that's not working for me? Right? How can we make a little decision to improve that situation or that area that's not working for you? Whatever comes up in your mind is the best answer. I can give you thousands of ideas, right? Take a 30-day break from alcohol. Take 5 days off. You should for sure join a live AF coaching program so I can coach you directly on this, right? Get a subscription box that has a journal and a book and tools, actual tangible tools that you can touch and feel and taste that will help you cut back, right? There's so many different things. You could hire me privately if you want to. You could come on a sober retreat with me and immerse yourself with me and a non-drinking situation. There's just so many different options you could do. Right? I mean, there's also other programs out there besides mine. There's AA, there's, outpatient treatment programs, there's therapists, there's addiction programs, right? Like, there's so many options for people right now to get the support that they need around alcohol. It's amazing. And they totally range in what you feel, could be right for you, right? So I'm guessing if you're a loyal listener to this podcast that you enjoy how I teach around this. But I want you to know that the right answers are inside of you. You know what's working for you or not, right? Nobody else can know that except for you. Now, maybe if you're if you're really far down the path with alcohol and things are happening like destructive wise, your relationships are not good, maybe you're losing a job or you've lost jobs or gotten into car accidents and things like that, it's really down the line, then people are probably saying things like, this isn't good for you, this isn't working, you need to give that up, you need to quit, right? Like, there's people telling you that it's not good for you, right? Or maybe you're in a relationship that isn't good for you and it's been going on for far too long, and your friends and family are telling you that, right? But most of the time, the people where I help the most, it's not so apparent on the outside. It really isn't. Like, maybe there's a couple comments here and there with some people, like, you drink too much or you got drunk last night or something like that. But most of the people that I help, like, it all looks good on the outside, right? There's not a lot of external influence, but when things aren't working from you, right? And so it takes a willingness for you to look at that stuff, acknowledge it, and then decide, what's the one little thing that I can do that would make an improvement in this area? What's not working? Let me own it. Now, what am I willing to do to make an improvement here? And if it's not right now, okay, I commit to myself in another 30 days, I'm going to come back and review and decide if there's any little tweaks I can change, right? Any little decisions that I can make that would help me make this better for myself, right? So, to recap it all, there's things that aren't working for you. We all have them, right? Nobody's life is perfect. My life isn't perfect by any means. There's tons of things that aren't going well in my life, right? There always will be, and I don't expect it to ever be perfect, right? But what I do know is that there's so much in my power that I can improve, and I can decide how I want to run things, how I want to live my life, what kind of mother I want to be, what kind of wife I want to be, what kind of leader do I want to be, what kind of expert in this area do I want to be. And I'm constantly making little shifts and adjustments. I get into things, realize, oop, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's make an adjustment, right? It's our job to make our lives the way that we want it to be. Nobody's going to line up and be like, hey, let me manage your life for you, right? And we wouldn't want that anyway. So, what isn't working for you? What can you do about it? And if you don't want to do anything about it right now, it's okay, but give yourself a little timeline of when you want to revisit it and think about it. All right? And I want you in the coaching programs for sure. If you want help specifically to stop over drinking, I don't think there's a better place than the Alive AF programs. So click through the links. It opens on June 1st. I'm only opening it up for 2 weeks. So you can only join for next 2 weeks, and then I'm shutting it down until the next quarter. So it'll be a while before it opens up again. And that's all I have to tell you today, my friends. I believe in you. Decide what's not working for you, make some headway towards it, and start being happier and drinking less. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.